Ato yanchem kase si wo man Ghana mu asai ene day Ghana man pani eye busua woche no wo de achede sonko ama wo mu
so na me no kase die Gabon man pani ba pie mu wo man Ghana ma se konsrahwe no enamiensa na nyina abanawie ya empanifo akakogya ne kwan se won kone man mu na mo che na me adma won so emamesra wo mu
na ene wodo ni etrem State House aye kase die Ambassador Victor Gbeho ye kra na chi kra mani pa bebre atre enu so e dia manu
Abusiafo enwada ena Court of Appeal se ma me sadina tamaklo atuonu wate se entansa so bo de born no ye jemu kura won fa ne ho enkodi na MPP amanyeko emma mashedafo dodo na akasa ewosa ensemi eho
kaise ewie ensempi eka we ho eni atena se de ba besomo akenkanfo ewie eyemme ekuya kode ye bo asarmene
nana aba echiba afika ya ho na yenhye ensem no ase
Mothers FM 102.7
Free Kasie na sie ni ankwa afia etwemu no eye bosumi etoso wotwe de etoso ensia wa fimpim mienu ni aduenu ennumu wo man Ghana anti asempa Ghana de hyen wotwe ano mukodi dwumasonko e wa danse oboase ni akowe galamse ehun sensem ya ekowi ase wiem hyen no otim no konya akwanhia e de yone kasie pa ni kotwa e de beto wo man Ghana mu mantem dunse ne ina impo wi asefa ne ina mpo e de yakonsem edema wo man Ghana na afi mu ne bosumi etoso wotwe de etoso ensia na wakọ won kra achi na ya afi baako entia na Ghana man pani wa fra busua wotwe a wo fra wade hye no na bosha wo hye wo mu wodi su anti no wo de achede akase na ema wo mu a wo mu enkoda no suku odo ombekọ scholarship mu ahodo apomudi femu edoso pa eye jumadi na se no na wonmonyamfo na oye bampo ado one na ye deputy chief of staff in charge of operations our presidency wojina simpie so etresa ensemi etre nipa wochi a woka enchine guye abra no wosom Ghana no wabusuampo niam kase a Ghana man pani ni aban ne ade atoto akwemu ade ama wo mu
of August 2025, Ghana lost 8 distinguished public servants in a helicopter crash. Since their state burial, government has worked closely with their families, providing support, love, care, and addressing their concerns. This afternoon, we close that chapter of process and paperwork and open a new chapter built around the future of the children and families of our fallen 8 heroes. Today at this ceremony, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will lead the entire nation in presenting certain things to the families gathered here. We first have a government compensation check. I'm happy to report that the Office of the President worked closely with the Labor Department throughout a process of compensation payment, from completing accident report forms to filing court applications and also to attending proceedings at the Accra Circuit Court. This process was conducted under the Workmen Compensation Act and the Armed Forces Regulations.
Eni Akokotie a deputy chief of staff in charge of operations our presidency Nana Oyebampo Adone ne eni Akotie na fair presentation e so ema ebusuan wotwe a wo hire wo de hire no yenko na yenko hwe bimbra.
The president will be presenting 3 items: the government compensation package together with his personalized letter, the nationwide insurance package, and the most beautiful legacy memory box that contains a children's fund investment certificate and a commemorative medallion bearing the image of the deceased public servant. Certificate of investment from the children's fund. It also contains a personal letter, a message from my father to his children and the insurance package. Thank you very much. The Sapong family, please. In that same order, please welcome them with a round of applause. Thank you. The green box is a nationwide insurance package for all the families. Thank you very much. The Abadae family, please. Let's welcome them with a round of applause.
Ghana man penny when Monya for John Dramani Mahama Edisa and Yeme Echa Wamuvi no tre and Semo what tre say a year was me a tossing watching their toss and see what fear chemono Eddie track a see and about my Ghana you make a see and no money na edi no so such a dear Ponyanko say Mawa Masadi any beer and CB the crackrano and was say Busian watching cry say a bank or Dana the Shia Femu upon Budin Femu and Nissika Bottom what dia two was say a Busiano Emfa Emboa Womono, a yadia or mine any sopa a ye.
Accredited healthcare providers throughout Ghana. Each family will receive a unique identification card today, and it was in the boxes that we're giving to you, which will provide seamless access to this healthcare support whenever it's needed. Recognizing that education is the greatest investment we can make into the future of these children, government has also secured Get Fund Education Trust Fund scholarships for all the eligible school-going children for the 2025-2026 academic year and beyond. These measures provide important support today. However, we recognize from the outset that these children deserve something even more enduring. And that conviction has led to the establishment of the Children's Support Fund. The fund is not an act of charity, it is a solemn national obligation to our fallen heroes. It reflects our collective determination that the children of our departed heroes will continue to receive the opportunities their parents would have wished for them. I'm pleased to report that 13 professionally managed trust accounts have been established at Stanbic Bank for the
Mothers FM 102.7.
Ghana man penny when Monya for John Dramani Mahama and you could see you.
Yawa mu biom ye gusage na mu amampani atena ya dia ewo kitan sabosime wo mi ni that so eduanu enwo twetene 8th July na na se mampani ofi wo memu Gabon ebepie mu ewo man Ghana mu ase ni na no nansa ensra hwe na wo ba dia babedi enkomo ama Ghana ayenkofa ida o man Gabon emu no emu agere pampe negusuwa edijuma na se ne se na efata na wo ba ni dia se okoba bibre na ne kwa Muno and Bore mu Ghana Mampani that we baby call a Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rollins or Kwanena so Majmedi Drona and of course so na day and instruction aba na ya wo free or mine Ghana say asanko piemu ne mine o man Gabon emu and is Jumedi no course so kama if you Flagstaff House e de ko piemu Mampe Ghana ye mu change na bia kese Accra International Airport na okwa na die na say empanifo do na ene kokoja no so afo a wo hwe amanani keta wundie nsam so nyina for sam okuja to ablakwa enkampumpuni mantem so afo ma melenda clue na afin so na Momo Latte womuna ekoja na fensu Chief of Staff area Julius Debra womuna ekoja Mampani Bryce Olugui Ngwema womo ekoja na say wa kwede wonfa ensempa enkonkodum ne man oman Gabon na ono so ekoro na nsem odija na say wo hwe anim say Ghana Mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wona so ebetietia na chawchaw mu na won so ede ensra hwe aba be priemu ewo oman Gabon mu sene beya krabeshe ebeya akona beye fe na achese wodo aida o man Ghana ene o man Gabon mu no egusua ejina ho eni ntan se walk on the 21 gun salute there ye dibi egu akwan mu ema no eja no kwan fefefe kopim se wo free we mchen achese obi bia ne bye nchire se nyese fe keke se etwegua ense wunhu yen se sojafo no wo ma hyehyɛ mo kama 21 gun salute wo mo edija no kwan se wo kono wo mfa ensempa ene nsemje enkonkosom ne man Gabon e wo ba obebe PM ewo oman Ghana mu ha.
Yes, I'm Mothers FM
no enko ewo State House won knapumpuni mante maseye na enne wodo ni ko trem wo State House are hosem enesi o man Ghana this year best o man Ghana sompa na emprempren wokọ ne kre echi Ambassador James Victor Beho ena ye kra na echi kra na dwumedie no empanyinfo bebre a omufin crofo man so wo modi o menu ababta dwumedie echi fi se oyo obi a wasom owiase afa na nyina no ka ECOWAS ho impo United Nations no odi mutintima pa eye na nam se na wo John aya menyoku e friend se NDC nti no chochoni ema NDC manyoku no eka na bakosem so besum eye NDC wo tre se empo Ghana man pani a wotena akunya ne so kane JJ Rollins ena di on monyamfo Victor Beho eba NDC manyoku nim na wo ba ye no beso o man ne pa eye sankrofo man so wodi mutintima pa eye yenko tie wo monsem ne embra.
Under the leadership of our founder, President Jerry John Rawlings, that Ambassador Beho rose to national prominence as Minister of Foreign Affairs from 1997 to 2001, a period in which he represented Ghana's interests abroad with quiet confidence and unwavering integrity. He went on to represent the people of Anglon in Parliament and later served as a foreign policy advisor to President John Evans at Mills, continuing a lifetime of service closely bound to our political party and our governments. In 2010, his peers across the sub-region unanimously elected him president of the ECOWAS Commission, a role he performed with integrity until 2012. A man of humility and a man who was always very approachable. For all he achieved, Ambassador Beho never carried himself as a man above others. Colleagues who work alongside him recall someone always unassuming, easy to talk to, and free of the airs that so often accompany people occupying the high office. He was the epitome of simplicity, a seasoned diplomat who made it easy for anyone, junior or senior, to break the ice with him.
Eni akokotie eye chochoni ema NDC amanyokuo no nyamfo fifi kote ne eni akotie na fe ECOWAS commissioner ema eye ECOWAS memu onmonyamfo Omar Ture SBPM ewo eye chimedie na se wono so etrese wo hye Ambassador Victor Beho wasum ECOWAS ye pa eye ntisi akra na chikra ensem sei eno dwetimi aka afa ne ho,
as well as the entire ECOWAS community. ECOWAS records show that Ambassador James Victor Beho was a man of rare distinction. He was a giant of regional integration, a consummate diplomat, and an exemplary leader. When he assumed duty as the president of the ECOWAS Commission from 2010 to 2012, he brought with him a wealth of diplomatic experience, unrivaled wisdom, and an unwavering commitment to the ideals of the founding fathers of ECOWAS. His tenure at the helm of the ECOWAS Commission was defined by structural transformation, fortification, and a full dedication to peace, security, and economic stability across the ECOWAS region.
Afeo okuneni ena emaso edomo nsemetuja echire okuneni nisima waka inane se wakai emra wohia wonmonyamfo eye Victor ena afe so boa wo boa no ne kase mu chire se onumpo ene ni po otimi boa no mokohia Queen Elizabeth eno echire se United Kingdom UK membro ni fita wona so ne nsade ne ko chire no wie so ema no eso de omo nsem etuja.
Yes. Our journey together had its seasons, joys and its challenges, but it gave us 3 wonderful children and a lifetime of memories that I will always treasure. When we married, I was a very young woman. By the age of 25, we had already welcomed Eric, Kiki, and Kobe into our lives. Together, you opened my eye to a world I would never have imagined. Our journey took us from Nigeria to India, Germany, Switzerland, London, and finally New York.
Although he wore the fine cloak of a diplomat who religiously practiced the principle of consensus building, he acknowledged that Africa required a courageous and radical approach to deliver critical and meaningful development to its people. It weighed heavily on him that Africa was still playing on the table with cards stacked against it, a situation which persists after the last 5 centuries. It is therefore no wonder that he was attracted to the expression of the ideals of the National Democratic Congress.
Mothers FM 102.7.
Eni ekwokotie eye maame Edith Adole Beho no eye onmonyamfo Victor Beho ne yere sanso na ne ba enomokenkan tribute e de John Papa ekwan.
Yet one sam no so fama odi ani ebore mu ewo mrahye bedwefie enrada wabra appeals court etna se wo che se enka ne CEO Edma Maslock ma mesedina tamaklo achionu nimfie edema so kokode fie ase enso mama Ghana mfie du no che se wotwam this acquitted and discharged no che se dodo na ebuafu wo mo ekasa wo ho dodo na ewo manmu na obore mu ewo mrahye bedwefie dia dom kuma na femu meche MPP mrahye bedwafo che se say ye humani we enshada na ye wanwan enya ye wanwa kapreba mo so ya mo seketa shepreka kan dwiri die na aban we ebe soa e de si ni tiri so ne konso en ni pedwani na e de akom na so mo ba ne de wo mo aketa shepreka kan dwiri ho ko ebo mo ho e wa manya komu no e na mo discharge mo se aso bi yare na wa call hospital na si o ne ho ato ntia discharge sa e na mo ye e wa aban ye mu a wo chese enche ye kwa wo mo eche mu se ebri bi duye chese owi opuni so de no sa ne kokosiye won so ne ho nsam edos koko board ho nsam for na ebi ase acquitted and discharge ene ejan emaden koye inti said na tamakulu de ababa piemu a enhyada enyomo wan nemu nyomo kan se mampani mahama won hwe na wo hu secretary shepan kan dwirim no edware no se ne eye chese wo dware akua kode ebu asare edna babedu adwumam.
This is a clear evidence that the reset only meant a reset for the NDC. That's what it meant. Look, everybody that was having one challenge or the other with the law, they have freed that person from their stock to the extent that they are using the judiciary at this point where necessary.
I think that this government is first of all not committed. That's one. Number two, you also have a long list of people that since they came, either the cases were discontinued, withdrawn, nolli prosequa, and a whole lot of it. So I don't know the kind of charade that they are engaged in, and it makes really nonsense of the various cases and trumped up charges against the former appointees of President Akufo-Addo.
Well, I'm not surprised because we've always maintained that the NDC was incapable of holding its own people accountable, and we've seen the number of cases that they've had to enter nolli prosequa. The Bank of Ghana case, the Bank of Ghana governor, the finance minister, Saglemi, all these other cases that were pending before the courts, prior to the 2024 election. And so we've always known that the NDC was never going to hold its people accountable.
Mothers FM 102.7.
Enti ye na enim dada se nya dia won be kire no on be jana amana be na memonten so nti abansa dia nya won wana mum ne won hwe ohun secretary shepen kan dwirim no edware aban yi
Na one hwan ne nimi o se na yenim na ne hwan
oh se ne de MPP mpanimfo ne chese omunim dada enti se omunim
so kasa ma MPP fo
kasa ma
onsem na wo ken
me onsem na me kebi na se me bia me ti de me ni bia me gina nti omo masem omo kan no e na make e dia fo aso se omo
we legal team no ka ho yes then sa dia because omo nsem no mo dia ba abontin se omunim dada
o
so ba ye hu sensa wo moko ho
oba e pode me airport okra me anse de hu ni se dinani
se de wo no nyamfo ayi wuntumi ye ko stress na hu sem
hu nani bati hu
se mpanyimfo akosra no ye hu se maami ye kosra
ye bisa se o wo hen ye si o ho o hyensa wom hen fa potin no wo hye ye hu da
ye bisa eya ama patents a we be a do sha yehu
okay bia so no wako haba
yentu akase nso ne nkodwo wule arahosama abetopon so ekire se enkoda eye edubaako akwakohia akwanhia ye kase de mo prepare pa ye ema mienu kura ebi nan ne omutimu nyina ye tebire omo ede omako eye hospital say na doctor for hwe wo mo na nyina ko wie say tipper truck na afa Mercedes Benz ene konya akwanhia no na nkoda no eche zo mu free excursion na eba eno eche Accra Mall ene jo kwantin pon so na fofia ntoata sa akwanhye etimi ko siye na Ghana National Fire Service for any abefontin interfere so Facebook ene de ye nsemi ebetu dwa wo kire baase koda na enkoda etitim na obi asemi so siye na ogina ho no de nkyeremu sei ene beboye
oya wo be ka tell me say ka dey lo bi kaso na people be after break up for say baba say na say any people lo bi kaso school for na o mama kwaya after graduation e dey need the same school no ana class na perform and obi a drop people ni fear kwani but no back here no meaning say ka say free ya na ada ko mani pa na wo mu bi sister I just say papa pa I just feel the school bus always is coming to park day. So several times we are talking to you, the place is parking, it's not correct, it's not right. So just come back there and drop the other students to close the road. So before to close the road, end of the some minutes, they will just hear noise. When we turn, we see the trailer, foot truck, just take the car.
And na brofu ye do before to cross the road. And no ne brofu or no assembly see and you bet me account what din chema no. Now was and semi assistant divisional officer AD01 Alex Kenate or yet more Ghana National Fire Service. One also din chemu say by.
At the 37 military hospital, they had about 10 of these kids over there who were responding to treatment. About 2 of them were in quite a critical condition. One had a head abortion, deep cut on the head. Another girl also had a deep cut on the thigh. But other than that, the rest were in stable condition. One was also in a very critical condition at the police hospital. She's currently at the ICU in the police hospital. And doctors are working tirelessly to make sure that they stabilize her condition.
Mothers FM 102.7.
DO1 Alex Kenate ne enye kotie
Yanto so emfa ema odi arehusema esiye ewaye umobosome no ne deto so edwani enkron won kampompuni mansama sei no de ensam dodo na enenam na ubowremu ewa bofu ewa achimota emontene honom dia na kyerese wo mo so nso yiri eha wo mo yie papapa eno na anam so ema edwumekuo mienu eno ye kalipo onapo na kyerese ena finso printex wo mo so akaba chirimu diska abosika so de ntuma ahye sike abobo ano ade akakoye adoye ade ama adehia wom ewo abofu a oye nei eto wom kwa ne de kyese nyama dodo na ena mode kokodum wom senye be yom asetene mu ebetumi akọ enkan ade ama wom na se efie ne de na se nipa dodo na ehwere wom enkwa ewo hono nipa be edumie ne de wom ahwere wom enkwa na so adehia ne bi wo hono so wom eda ase eje adoye fefefe nsem sei ena me tudwa
we were dim so next started or anajo midnight. Yeah. So we were dim before I realized so no o say time gate na no pillar o my pillar one. And so na e mind here the pillar they start to ram again. And nyema meet me afa and I'm 5 me say empaning konya de meet me fa. The mattress, passport, my laptop it is running essay and the books. And it's really here the certificate I was able to take my certificate out. And your money like essay.
Eno ya dishe ni bia womo ewa abofu empotem ho a ensuo no eyiri from empempem no calipo ene printex akakodom womo akade se womo ntumi emfanso womo ho asen wabrabon emu eno achi na anamusi ne ofri calipo ene printex ekoko gina wo manemu a wode aseda piesie ekoma empanyufo se womo kaisa adehye na so wosanche mu nenti a womo beso so ebeyesa adoyi ema womo
So the Bishia, Kona, issue the home was made 29 June. Said that Chedia drinks into money Makaka by a board. And then, I'm say, Bishia, Kata Kessiana, I mean, Usha area now, let me see, Shuna home of Usha Danda Wahane
102.7.
Eno ya na musinyo fimu ewa Kalipo ene Printex okokoye adoye no.
Yanko apomodin mu Anglo Gold Ashanti ayewo edua prem eye commission de kase de obeti yakwa commission eye hospital e de Matakwa Municipal Hospital. Na se hospital kese en multimialsi e de ama wo mu. Eye panyin a woda eye satsan na no ekire se apomodin eye ade e konkan pa eye ntina ho behia so mba besi eye intensive care unit e ama wo na eye den omusi ye 1.1 million broni fitasi KB eno omusi ye eye managing director Emma Anglo Gold Ashanti Edua Prem Mines eye onmunyafo Daniel Buadi one of the entremu say ebai
Anglo Gold Ashanti Edua Prem Mine. I am proud to hand over this molting facility 30 million Ghana cedis 60-bed neonatal intensive care unit to the Takwa and Suayem municipal and neighboring districts. You know, the hospital is a referral facility. So people come from afar, the neighboring districts, to access it. It's a state-of-the-art facility. You'll see it later on when we enter it. In fact, it's equipped to match the excellence of our healthcare workers. It features
na no say ya per health director Emma hospital no one also the same say and it was so
municipal hospital's old makeshift NICU. When we say NICU is neonatal intensive care unit, struggles under the heavy weight of congestion, putting precious newborn lives and nursing mothers at severe risk. We dreamed of a space that could offer safety, comfort, and advance.
102.7.
I was saying, I was ready and some emuna, I was ready and some moon, and I knew quite dinner, baby, and I say, a doom, a cock. How much chain by a nomians and a simano tatabe a do by ho abapahum. 11 a.m. I just say, Canina, a will be an incanya, will be a sorry idea, will be Anton Tadie, and I will call a Juma more generator, and I'm to Miss Sonny. Nina, I say, a good cool, penning for by a day chopper, and I'm mother by say, one Fiji and Fiji be a honky kaya, and I'm so much I do say a by Nenon, and I scasemunim before Professor Godfrey Bockpen, added to just say a banner set a and Campuni man say, I yes, it to me a did jackasia power say, Yan Canina confirm the anacha say, Abano, one. The
private sector will step in and that becomes what? Expensive. Okay. Then the state must provide reliable power. The whole of Accra for the past 6 hours, we have been without power. We are becoming a failed state. Can you imagine any serious country?
Professor Bockpen and we could see no.
Yanko ye kasie no na menka wo se kelele clothings egusua e bonka ye se so ahun fabed konkan dia fabedan wo mo eye African print, Indian lace, Italian lace and the cake hu na just so matena ye and betimi aboa wo cabane slate and na wo pede yan se wo di nipadua ne beko mapoma atade ne e dia hye wo emu fita eni mukoko dia ahude a wo pe bia just se wo bedan kelele clothing for one more it was 0541-849-257 and I say 0268-866-697 one more not connection with the for one more number jo first so I can come for we me e kwi akode ya bo asare me
Nana Abba Eche. But yes, also na live worship.